Hello and happy belated Friday, dear players. This is Heroes and Generals Devstream number 67, live from Copenhagen. I'm Reto Gargamel, and with me is Reto Redbriana, the game director. And we are today trying to give names to our different topics, so that we kind of we're aiming for a more structured, formula is the word I'm looking for. So we'll start with the news. So in the news, there's
we'll have a jingle as well.
We'll have a jingle soon. Yeah. Oh wait, don't. Somebody has to make that, right? And so action news. If we can full screen that, we're in the news. So this is the website for Danmarks Radio, and it says Hitman alene har 4 andre danske spilsucceser, which means there's. Not just Hitman as a international success for Danish video games. We're also part of their list of successful Danish games developers. And well, actually, we're saying we're also. It's kind of care to explain.
Sorry.
No, that we're saying like we're also on the list besides Hitman, but Hitman is kind of also your baby, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
As in, that's not everybody knows that actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've had a player tell me on Facebook, guys, why don't you make this game in the future with helicopters? And, and I was like, wait, didn't we?
Did that already? Yeah.
So, but yeah, so alongside guys like this one here, Limbo.
That's the Limbo guys.
Limbo.
Yeah. Nice game.
And,
really
this
nice
one's
game.
Planet Hollywood. I forgot what this one is though.
It's a Subway Surfers. It's an iPad, like a mobile type game. Pretty fun game actually.
Nice. Which is awesome. Just felt like mentioning that.
Yeah, it's fun that we actually mentioned on we don't get that much attention.
That's what they're saying.
So
actually,
it's pretty good. Yeah,
they're saying that
kind of like we don't make a huge number out of us here in Denmark because most of our audience is international, not Danish. So it's we sort of go under the radar in Denmark. It's just funny that they picked it up. So
no, but that's exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
And the article is like, not all the people know that, but this game has a lot of players just all over the world, and in Denmark nobody knows about it. But next topic I wanted to introduce is we came up with a name with it. It's the assembly line. I kind of like it, which is an idea that we had. Let's have a look behind the scenes at so today, because that's what we have ready. We're going to look back at the Panther, which has just made its appearance into the game. But later we were thinking we could talk more about features that are still being worked on, that are not finished, that might change, that might be pushed back, and so we are thinking about more and more focusing on work in progress types of
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, exactly. Content.
Exactly. The last time we showed some of the work in progress on the different camo masks and helmet covers and stuff like that. So it's but I think we're trying to more like formalize it as being like a section of the Twitch of the dev stream that we will go through some stuff, and hopefully we'll get to the point where we actually show stuff that is actually work in progress. So we'll talk about the Panther as a sort of like our first trial case on and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I just realized I was supposed to like list today's topics. What we're going to do, the news, this behind the scenes look that we call the assembly line, and later we're going to show another one of those fun moments videos. So we call it H&G moments now, because they don't have to necessarily be hilarious. They could also be just great, just fantastic moments. And we'll take some questions from the chat also, and maybe there will be a random giveaway. Who knows? So that's it. That's our topics for today. We'll move on to the news. I'm not done with the news. So there are also new things coming this weekend, which is where can I find it here? Here it is. That's why I couldn't show it. It's because it's on our news site. We are releasing this weekend Easter bundles in the shop, which are there's two of them. So there's a kind of smaller one, and there's one that has like it's just crammed with stuff. So there's one with 10 days veteran membership and 10 times 4 ribbons,
Yes,
right? And the other one is
ribbon boosters.
Ribbon boosters, sorry, yeah.
And it's hopefully it's sort of like the more general ribbon boosters. So it's some that everybody can actually use, I think.
And the other package is more for specialized.
Yeah, that's a year.
Do you get one of each?
Yes.
Yeah, so you get a year of veteran membership. So the other package is a year of veteran membership,
Yes.
and one of each ribbon booster.
Yeah, except it's not for the specialist ribbons. It's only for
It's just the general aptitudes.
Yeah. Specialist ribbon boosters
Yeah.
would be pretty like some might never ever use them. So it's I think these one are. I'm fairly sure that within a year you would be using all of those. So that's why we put in just one of each. So I think it's
besides the weapon specialist and the vehicle specialist, you have everything else.
Yeah.
So like combat.
It looks crazy on that list.
It's a gigantic list. How about next time the banner could be horizontal? No, that's not solving the problem.
No, it's just still gonna be a crazy long list.
So
that I think that's the interesting part about the bundles, that they can be any size and we can just put stuff into the bundles. It's actually a great thing. I think it gives us some more possibilities. I saw actually that on the forum there's some guys have started a thread on what should go into the bundles, and I'm sort of like following that thread because it's interesting to see what you guys out there actually want in the bundles. So very inspiring. Thanks for that.
Yeah. So the rear and the other thing we have to mention is that we opened up a thread here also this is on our forum. There is a thread where we are asking for your opinion or your suggestions on what should we call the next update of the game, the C update. And we already, I think, are getting some names like the Tank Ace Otokarius.
He's a funny thing about him. He actually was like a Tiger Tank Ace, and when he retired from the war, when the war was over, he opened up a pharmacy, a small pharmacy shop called Tiger Pharmacy. That was awesome.
And I see that Bazooka Charlie, but that's his first name. Does that count? Like Charles de Gaulle, that.
I think it has to be the surname.
It has to be the surname.
I don't know. We can bend the rules a little bit, but it has to be sort of like the. We're looking into the soldiers, so it's.
But here, it's true. I forgot that the Soviets they always list the surname first.
Okay.
In Eastern Europe, they do that.
All right.
So that's why they say when you say like Chadov, that's his last name. Stepan Andreyevich is the first name, but the first and patronym. So like here, Chelnukov. But that's the thing. We haven't looked through them, but there's already plenty of.
There's this fighting Jack Churchill. I knew that was going to.
Oh yeah, Mad Jack Churchill.
Yeah, he's just he is a maniac. This is like the sword and bow type guy. Yeah. Imagine that being
a man who captured 42 Germans with a sword,
and you were killed by an arrow. It's like, what? It's like, no, it wasn't supposed. You were supposed to shoot me with a gun, not a fucking arrow.
So there he is actually. That's Jack Churchill. Look at this. Mamma mia, clicco for Italian faction. I'm actually waiting for it.
So you wanted an Italian fashion? Italian fashion? Sorry, please don't slip off mine. I hear they had great hats, great looking hats in the Italian
shoes.
army.
Great
and shoes.
It kind of sucks though.
And fast cars. Fast racing cars.
Racing cars. Yeah. my granddad was in the Italian army. I forgot what unit he was in. I don't think he ever, because he didn't like to talk about it. Most people have seen actual warfare.
Yeah.
But he was in the artillery in the African campaign. That's all I know. So and he bummed cigarettes from Germans. Actually, they didn't know how to ask for cigarettes, so he would look at a fuel truck and it said "Rauchen verboten." And it was like, "Can I get one of your verboten?" It's just like don't know what to call it, right? But anyway. So,
I have a good story actually about
Yeah.
my granddad as well. When the Germans invaded Denmark,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be called into the army because there was like now he heard on the radio the Germans have invaded. You have to report to the what do you call it, the barracks, and he just got on his bike and drove down there to report for duty. And when he got down to the barracks, already outside was Germans with machine guns and stuff lined up, and it was like it was way too late, and he was going la, 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 la. I'm going home again. And that was his dip into the war. It's kind of like just going on a bike ride and then back again. So no heroes in my family.
But we will go through these, and I guess should we put it up to a vote or what? Or what do you want to do?
Now?
No, not right now. No. I'm just saying we'll go through these.
We'll go through these, obviously. Yeah,
maybe,
you guys, you have. We need more.
Yeah.
Give us more.
Because there's right now as it is 3 pages.
That's
We
not
know
enough.
you can come up with at least 50
See,
pages.
most of them is Jack Churchill. It's like all of them are Jack Churchill. Come on.
Well,
Why do you suggest something that's already been suggested 10 times?
when you have hardcore Axis players saying Jack Churchill no matter what.
Goddamn. But then we have to actually make a sword and put it in the C update, and maybe bow and arrow. Should we add a
sword confirmed?
Sword confirmed, like really, really, really long bayonet.
Because I mean, I don't really mind. I mean, it would be cool to have a sword if the animator back there will make a nice animation for sword play. You know. Okay, back to serious business. The Panther.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Assembly line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that,
let's,
and
let's-
then we'll do the switcheroo.
All right.
Or we can do the switcheroo then.
Let's
start
do the
talking.
switcheroo because I'm gonna show some of the initial stuff.
So we'll cross the streams, and
I can just.
or like that.
All right, Ethan. Yes.
I think I found a chat room.
Let's see. When we start to build new stuff into the game, obviously we do peek at the forums and see what do players really want. But obviously, there's like 1,000 things that the players want to have into the game. So what are you?
I lost yours. Do you need that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug it in. So that it's on the edge of the table and the.
It's a Mac. It's
Yeah, I
high technology,
Yes, there we go.
future technology. When we start to look into a new vehicle or new weapon or something, we obviously look at the forums, but there's so many, you can say, good suggestions out there. So it's obviously only a starting point to see what's actually available and what's not completely bullshit. That's what I actually do, and then we start to discuss a little bit of what would be cool to add next. Should it be a gun or a tank or a plane or some more camos or whatever? And to be able to decide that, I have a little. I have a sort of an overview of the entire progression tree, all the ribbons and stuff in the game. I can show it here. I've made a little. I use this. I'm gonna zoom in it. Don't worry. This is my work document overview of all where all the unlocks are, and I usually also put stuff in here that is maybe way out in the future, maybe with a little description, and this could be cool. Just stick it in there because then I'll remember it later when we get to it. And sometimes it's also fun to just say, I haven't been in this corner of the map for a while, and hey, I remember writing this note a while ago. Let's dig some more into that. So this is one of those things that are actually constantly being changed and developed. So
it's been a while since I've seen.
Yeah, that's also why I'm not really afraid to show it, because this is something again that is it will be changing a lot. But it's just a working document, you can say. Should I full screen it? See, and for example, for the Panther, I would be going down here on the armor ribbon. You can see down here. This is the whole. This is all the tanks in the game on the armor ribbon. I'm just going to go. Oh, where would it be nice to put something new? And I'll go Panther. Oh, there was a spot here. It's obviously filled now because this has been updated since the Bauer update. Yeah. So and I say that fits nicely here. And I'm going to say I think the next one should be the Panther. And then you can see all the ghosted ones, the ones that say, these needs to be maybe in this position and maybe at a certain point, and stuff that I don't really know where to put. I just put it on the side and stuff. So it's more like a little working document, and so people in here see this thing to go, oh, this is nice, and what is this? And so it's kind of like, but it's also for me as more like instead of writing it in text in a document, it's nice to have it in sort of like a visual.
Yeah, like somebody who's moving and they need to know where they're going to put their furniture. Right? So no, but I've done it, actually. It works. Yeah. You make a blueprint of your apartment, and then you move your little couch around. And
but it's and that's the whole purpose of it. And this. So when this has been decided, obviously we move on to talking to Herr Wille, Reto Wille, who is in charge of the vehicle building and construction and everything.
All right.
And he'll do the main part of the research on the vehicle. I would just say, it's a medium tank. It fits sort of like nicely here. Can we do this? And then he starts to read into what's the special things about this. Obviously, I'm going to do part of that also, because I need to do some other stuff that we're going to explain in the next episode.
Yeah.
This episode is only about the initial inception of the actual vehicle of feature or whatever it is. But this is the Panther. So, and for this, Herr Wille has provided me with some of his research folders, so we can have a peek into how much info he collects before he feels confident enough to start building the actual vehicle.
You got it up there.
Where is it?
From Wille. In that one.
This one.
There it is, yeah. I think you probably had it open elsewhere also.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna drag it in here. Yeah. I think you'll see there's a lot of stuff. There's inspiration. There's a folder only. I think I can actually do something like this and then have a. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, he just collects everything he can get on the internet of images, and then obviously there's a lot of stuff. There's some really detailed stuff here from model builders, and then there's this is a blueprint. There's tons of blueprints out there, but it's the trick for Wille is to find very accurate images. For example, here's some nice pictures of an actual Panther, so you can see exactly how is this actually constructed. Because one thing is to just have an image of a thing, the tank. Another thing is to actually build it to measure. It has to say that our models in the game really goes to great lengths to actually have the exact proportions of the model. So and all the details should be correct. Obviously, sometimes errors happen, but not a lot. I think he's very precise on the modeling, especially compared to there's a lot of other games that just chuck in the first model they find, and it's actually, when he looks at that, he just sometimes goes, "What the fuck? They put this in the game and it's completely wrong because this and this and this." He knows a lot about these things. I have to say one thing about but that's like a computer game thing, that we actually scale up the model a little bit bigger than it would normally be in real life, because for some bizarre reason in a 3D video game, stuff that is to accurate scale tends to look really small
or thin.
Or thin. Yeah, it's really odd that you have to door handle has to be like way thicker than you would expect. Otherwise, it would be like a tiny thing.
Does it have something to do with how the illusion of depth of field?
Yeah, I think it's something like that,
is
and
kind of
perspective and
right?
stuff like that. It just plays in, but it has been ever since we started making 3D games a long time ago. We've always been puzzled that stuff has to be a different size. The Hitman games was an example as well, where when you went inside, because it's a third-person game, so the camera was behind the figure. It has to be a really high ceiling. I think we had like 4 meters or something. There's like a super high ceiling.
Otherwise, the camera is always obstructed.
Everything because it's super cramped. And when you walked up to certain items, you say, "What? That is just a huge vase you have here." But when we stepped a little bit back, you say, "No, then it's actually fine." But when you start to measure it, you can see how big some things are. And the same goes with the weapons, and the weapons obviously fit the character, but the vehicles are actually slightly bigger, just because it looks better on the screen. There's also something where we really sometimes take some liberties about the actual details on the tanks, where if there's a row of, say, 10 bolts clearly marked, and they are part of like a signature of a vehicle. He sometimes would say, I'm going to reduce this to maybe 6 bolts and make them a little bit bigger, because then he sort of like emphasizes the characteristics of a certain vehicle. And nobody have ever actually mentioned that, so I think it just plays into I look at this vehicle and I can see what it is, and I can the signatures are in place. So I think that's kind of like some of the freedoms he takes into this. Obviously, you can see lots and lots of images here.
What is that thing called? I forgot it. It's not plastic, right? It's a
Simerit.
coating. Coating.
That's a Simerit. That's an anti-magnetic paste.
It's anti-magnetic paste, right?
It's always puzzled me actually why the Germans put that on, because to my knowledge, it was the Germans themselves who made them who used the magnetic mine. So it's kind of like, what? Were they afraid they get attacked by their owner? What? That's just crazy. But you'll see the Panther here has a lot of material on the Panther that he found. I think we should. There's some more stuff here. There's the ebooks. It goes into. We have a lot of ebooks. We scanned them in, and let's see if we can find some of these. These are, you get some really nice information in these ones. So there are actually tons of information that is not super readily available on the internet. We'll see. There's some issues with some nice descriptions on the measurements and everything, and it's as I said before, he actually goes to great lengths to find a lot of different blueprints, just to make sure that he can actually see this is actually a wrong proportion or this is not correct, and so it's sort of like goes around a little bit to see if he can find evidence of this is. He doesn't really just take the first and the best blueprint. He finds the blueprints, and then he finds another one and say, are they the same, or do they have different things? And that goes a long way to actually make sure that the stuff is as correct as possible. You see here, that's just tons and tons of blueprints on the Panther, variations actually.
Mm-hmm. Because they were manufactured in quite large numbers, the Panthers.
Yeah, but they also manufactured at different factories, which actually makes them quite some of their subtle differences. See if I can find some of these. There's something with the exhaust pipes that are actually different from the different versions also. So let me see what it is, all this stuff.
Yeah. I guess I should switch my microphone.
Yeah.
Can't see it because of my glasses.
See if I can find some of these things.
All right, there we go.
But again, I think that is when that is completed, he can actually start to make his his drawings on what should the decision and what is the details of this.
Because, like even each variant
It,
has
that-
might or might not have certain details, right?
yeah, there's some obvious ones, but
Yeah.
there's also a shitload of subtle differences.
Yeah, like that.
And usually we go and say, we actually get this part built as well. We might not use it yet, but we build it as well just to have it if needed. So there's actually a lot of extra things that are built that we just don't put into the game yet. Obviously, this is the infrared, which
So
would be awesome to add. At some
That
point.
infrared scope that was actually
Yeah.
used
Yes.
in World War II.
Yes.
How efficient was it?
I have no idea. Maybe it was a good thing to have on certain night attacks or something like that. I think it wasn't. Since they actually manufactured quite a lot of them and they put it on rifles and everything else, also it must have had some use at least. Americans started using infrared stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's when all this stuff has been put in motion, we also start to make sound briefs where we look into YouTube videos and stuff to figure out what is the sound supposed to be for this. This is the vehicle. We list that up and then we send it off to the sound designer on a whole brief on engine sounds and gun sounds and reloading sounds and.
Yeah, because it's different on this machine.
Yeah, it is different on this one. We did go a little further this time around with the sound part of the Panther.
But isn't it? I think I overheard you say that the reload mechanism on the Panther was also this advanced.
No, there's a firing mechanism. There's an electric firing mechanism.
Oh,
That
okay, the
was
firing
different,
mechanism.
But it's just
Yeah.
that we wanted to have the idea of this reload. The shells are quite long,
Uh-huh.
so obviously the reload sound should somewhat reflect that you're now inserting a super long shell. Yeah. So that's kind of like instead of just a little short one.
Oh,
So-
we should. Next time we should bring the tank shell that. That's been brought.
Yeah. So
I walked into his office the other day and there was like this huge like tank shell, and I got to really like weigh how heavy it's so heavy.
that's just a
So
pure metal.
imagine this thing
piece
like flying at your face at what the speed of sound.
it's like a huge heavy piece of metal.
It takes your face off, like
Yeah.
the whole. But
Okay.
there was actually something else I wanted to mention about tanks before we switch back. Oh no, I just remember I didn't write it down in our outline. I was the other day reading about what it smelled inside a tank in the summer in Normandy, and that was because I'm reading this book about D-Day, and so there's a description at some point they were driving through apple orchards, so places where it's just lots of rows of apple trees, and so it was so warm. It was like July, so they had to have all the hatches open, and if you drive under apple trees, so basically we're just being pummeled with just apples falling into like down into their hatches.
Yeah.
And then just basically rotting on the floor of the cabin. So they had 4 guys sweating, rotting apples, fuel, like cordite and gunpowder, and then basically just the whole
Nice
cocktail
smell.
of so basically imagine the guys just probably just stick their heads out of the tank to go
Oh no.
and then there's like it probably takes your mind off of the impending danger of being burned alive.
I don't know.
It must have
I
been-
think I could live with a few smells instead of being burned alive.
No, as in like
mentally.
you're probably trying not to think about that when you're driving around in a.
Probably.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so you're lucky you're playing a video game. It doesn't smell like anything. We could.
I don't know. I've seen several trade shows and stuff where people constantly try to sell in the smell thingy for computers, and it's like, why would you ever have?
I was going to say why not, but okay.
No.
No, okay, then no, it is.
Instantly, people will make a fart game.
See, I did not think of that. For once, my mind was not there yet. But interesting, yes.
All right, do you want to switch seat again?
Yes.
I'm gonna take off this one.
Yeah. And I guess that's it for this week's assembly line. We'll move on to the next question, which is HNG moments. And to show you these moments, actually, I just went and added them to a playlist on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go and watch some more of these, we're going to be collecting. These are videos that we create based on great moments in games that have been either pointed out to us or that we found by sometimes by accident. Sometimes when we look at our stats and we find, for example, kill streaks. So this week I have this this player here. I'm gonna just full screen it first. So a player called Pigaz. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Pigaz, and he went on a killing spree with a Thompson, and it's quite impressive how he manages to take out 7 guys in a very small enclosed space, and he's a good dancer. Because he does take a few hits, but he manages to get out of the way and check this out. So Colin did us the favor of turning on the lights, so we can watch it again, and then you get I forget what movie shows a battle scene entirely in bird's eye view.
Oh.
I was about to call it Tarantino vision, but it's not. It's not exactly. We get to see it again in the. And now in top down. I really like that. That's really nice. You can see all the defenders are a little bit confused. They're like not sure which room they should be looking at, and you can see that.
So you see the guy just constantly shoots beside him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a guy who came up behind him and managed to miss every shot. But that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
great. Is this available on
I just put
YouTube?
that on YouTube. So now it's on YouTube in a playlist called Heroes and Generals Moments.
That is awesome.
So I put all the ones that we've been showing in the past past 4 episodes, so that it just loads the next one. I'm not gonna play last week's video, but you can find your way to our YouTube channel, I'm sure. This being said, we have also. Well, I guess we could start taking questions from the chat while I do a little setting up on this side. Oh, it appears that I don't have the on this user we don't have Slack installed. I'm gonna ask something. Actually, I could just ask Splixon, who's in the back. The bot that I need for the where can I get it? Because I'm using a different user on this machine today.
Okay, bot.
Yeah, thank you. That's true. So no.
Ink.
Yep. Can we?
Let me see what people are saying here in the chat. What will be your main focus after the Squad 2.0? Silver Lake is asking that. I think the main focus will be to make the game a bit more accessible. That's what I can say about it.
I don't think this is the right place.
Challenger 303 is asking for any chance for new Russian.
I know what I
cameras.
can.
I think I saw some. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Never mind me.
In solo, see colors or riot. I think people think our game is not colorful enough. Well, I tend to disagree. I think it's nice as it is.
We'll be there soon.
Remove dark graphics.
Yes, sir.
There's for these H&G moments, how and when can we send our moments for review? For the Devstream says Wheelman 220.
Yeah, that's it's a tough one because we don't miss it. Whoop. Oh yeah, of course.
That's to be decided.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. I entered my password in front of the camera again. I'm gonna have to change it. I really hate that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really annoyed by that.
We need to get a fingerprint scan or something.
Hey,
instead.
wait. Actually, I know why. It's because I entered the wrong password. Entered the wrong username and the wrong password. So now I'm gonna enter the right password, but you won't see it.
Drugs for Hogs. Will bipods come out with tripods, or will it just be bipods at first? That's a funny question because I seriously don't know which one of them is going to hit first. But tripods would probably be mounted, mounted positions and something that you cannot just move around.
Yeah, because otherwise you have one guy carrying the
Yeah,
tripod and one guy carrying the rifle, and
That's way too
yeah.
too complex.
Must have sucked to be the guy carrying the tripod.
Yeah, guy carrying all the ammunition just to get killed. Grey or Riot? Oh, that's good. Yeah, Grey. It's another zombie asking that. Shinma is asking, how do you respond to the fact that we are looking at over a year since the last assault map was added? How do I respond to that?
To respond to this fact.
Other than I hope to see another map soon. I too hope to see another map soon. But actually, I would rather like to see some new game modes before I see more maps with the same game mode.
Game modes?
Game modes, yeah.
Like what? No, you or actually, since we already have the disclaimer that we're going to talk about things that are not yet set in stone. Do you feel like maybe we didn't prepare it, so I'm thinking maybe later. Now, when you say game modes, it sounds very cryptic. What do you mean?
No, it's just different. We have 3 game modes: assault, skirmish, and the encounter, and that's just the 4th one I would like to see, or 5th one. We have a long list of ideas for different game modes, so obviously it would make sense to put one of those in at some point. It just requires a bit of work, I think. So,
but yeah, I wanted to kind of trick you into kind of explaining what it was.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So mission accomplished. I just want to make sure that I'm connected. Looks like a giveaway for let's see, 1,000 gold. I was about to write Giorgio, but I wrote gold. I could write whatever in this field, really, no? Yeah, pretty much. So you are now
Gold.
free to type !gold if you want to participate in this giveaway. I'm wondering if did I do something different this time? Because nobody's entering the.
I have no idea.
No, I'm not getting anything.
I've never used that thing before.
Yeah, but I'm not getting anything. So there's got to be something that doesn't work. Timeout. I'm gonna restart it because I'm not getting any entries in the contest there. So I'll go back to the. That's weird. Okay, let's try it again. What? Okay, I'm gonna try again. No? Or? Yeah, I did all that.
Du er på skærmen nu, hun er free.
Yeah, it doesn't
Nej,
matter.
men altså, vinduet derfra. Så og så lige viser endnu en password.
So, what's different this time? Because I didn't change anything since last time.
Blixen made his magic touch.
It works now, or?
I'm not getting anybody.
No, det virker ikke.
I'm not getting any names. Yeah, this is not fun. But I mean, as far as I can see, everything is the way it should be. Should we? Should we just move on and try another shot later? It's. I'm very sorry. I wanted to.
I can
give
also
you,
just I can also just pick a random guy. in the
Yeah,
chat.
you want to pick a random guy? But it's less random if you pick him.
I'm doing Mohi Madhu.
Spell.
Yeah,
MOHI_MADHU. That's the funniest name, so that he's the winner.
All right, well done.
Check.
We'll have to do a test with our little bot there. I just don't quite get. That's really weird. Never mind. So we will, I think, very gradually start wrapping up. I'll just give my.
Everybody's writing rigged. Yes, this was rigged.
This was Would you rather have no winner? We can also do that. We'll have to check what went wrong with the bot there. It's, yeah. All right, so I'll go back to. Actually, I'll just do my little usual announcements from here. So we have this, and what's the other thing I wanted to show? So as a public service announcement, we have two sections that you might want to look at if you're ever in doubt about what's going on with, for example, is there, for example, when are the bipods coming? What's happening with the squad system and so all these questions we're putting our answers on the thread here called Known Issues and Developer Feedback. It's on our forum under news and updates. So here you have frequently asked questions, and we update that as soon as we have the answer to these. So everything like, for example, will you allow the M1919 sites to flip down? Will you change the deploy menu? So, and when you have technical issues, you can go to the support website. I just actually fiddled a little bit with the CSS so that it matches the rest of the of our community sites, and now it's gray. It was immediately the same day I did that. A guy told me put it back to white.
That's actually one thing that's was a guy from the chat that asked what are we going to do, what are we going to focus on, and one of our focuses is actually to start aligning all our different websites and the graphics and everything, so it kind of like looks the same. Everything has the same expression, same fonts and colors and stuff. So probably something that you guys would think of pretty boring, but it's very important for us to start aligning all that stuff. So
some people don't trust that it's the same website.
Yeah, we just get a lot of those confused players that. So that's actually something that we are looking into fixing.
We're going to make it look pretty for you.
Yes.
But I just want to point out, I've been spending more and more time adding stuff to the knowledge base. So when there's just unclear areas as to how to use things, because we know that we're not done putting in all the tutorials and the tooltips that we want to. So some of the frequently asked questions are also found here. And whenever I for example, hear about a new workaround for some issue, then I try to add it there if it's something that a lot of people are experiencing. So feel free to have a look over there.
And now officially I will recap today's episode. Today we talk about that we are in the Danish news as one of the latest Danish video game success stories. We are releasing Easter special Easter bundles. We are also taking submissions for a name for the next update, the C update. So, but actually, technically, it's the CC update because we already went through the alphabet one time. So, if you have a good, historical character whose name starts in C, who actually a World War II hero whose name starts in C, feel free to submit it for our selection. We've talked about the making of the Panther. We're going to go over it a little bit more later, and we've shown you a video with an amazing kill spree. And then we of course have been taking some questions from the chat. And now I will. This is a long list. I think we might have to pare it down a little bit. I got some shout outs. I got a shout out for DuckLove316 and Mr. Not Today Son. That's his name. Not Today Son.
Yeah, that's good. And the other was DuckLove316.
I think it's Duck Love.
Duck Love. Yeah.
Any relationship to
You
Doctor
Clove.
Strangelove?
Do Clove.
But
That's me. Duck Love.
Duck Love. So and well, if you just walked in and would like to see these things again, oh yes, that thing. Yes, that is absolutely true. Are we putting the info for that? Like the link to their? Huh? Oh, we're hosting them. When? Next week? After, right? This time. I thought I was playing. Oh, we're hosting them. That's good to know. Thank you. So the announcement is the Art of Warfare clan is basically going to do a 36-hour Twitch stream. So are they going to do like a relay race, like the one guy twitches and then the next guy and then the next guy, something like that? So we're going to be hosting them right after this, and I guess they'll keep going until Monday. That's the idea. I mean, this is like breaking news to me. Well, good luck to them on staying awake.
36 hours.
Well, they probably have guys in different countries, so
I hope so.
They're probably not. Yeah, well, who knows? So, well, we'll take a look at that, and we will be seeing you again April 1st. Because we are actually pretty much all going to be taking Friday off next week for Easter. But don't forget to subscribe to our Twitch channel. This I think the toolbar is on this side, so you click subscribe and you get to hear us say more smart things. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to follow us there, you're welcome to do so. And yeah, we will wish you a pleasant weekend and I guess a great week also next week, because we will only see you after Easter. So happy Easter, I guess, in advance, like way in advance. And thank you for watching. Thank you for playing.
Bye-bye.